Oh shit! Oh, here we go! It's another episode of Redesigning Starships. Today we'll be looking at the Ion Frigate. The Sky-class Ion Frigate, originally intended to attack ships out of its weight class. This frigate was armed to the teeth. But because most of the design was retrofitted for combat, the interior was mostly a battleground itself. The interior was large, with exposed components that could harm crew members and mechanics. It was this reason that caused the termination of the Sky Frigate's production, and came to a halt. In later years, it has been since requested to be modified better for its intended role as a fast ship killer. Unlike the process before, we actually have the top and then we have the side of the ship. So I'm going to trace out both so I get a good idea, but I actually I honestly like his design, so I really won't change much about it. The only thing I find a little obnoxious is the amount of weapons. So I'm going to change that, and I think for this one at least, I'm going to try and keep it all vanilla. Much like he did, obviously. So I will start by tracing it, and ignoring the weapons, obviously. Alright, so now what we got here is basically the top of the ship here, and then this is the side view. I think this is the best angles we're gonna get. It is mirrored on like straight down the middle, and it's also mirrored. It's mirrored like in an X, so there's a mirrored pattern going through here, and it's mirrored through here. The only thing that isn't mirrored is actually this section right here at the front. So I think we're gonna have to change that just a little bit. He has little decoys sitting out of here, and then he's got some solar panels here, so we'll include those in the build. But for now, I think we need to determine what the final shape is going to look like. So I want to keep this whole design pretty much the same. The only real thing I want to change is how this top section is laid out and the front. So I don't like how it tapers kind of downwards. I was thinking more of something like this, where the ship kind of has like a bulkhead and maybe not a window there. He did have his cab tucked all the way back here, right where all the engines are. So I'm also going to do that and keep the ship tucked away, so it stays with that kind of somewhat style. We're also going to change the amount of gun mounts, obviously, to having it mirrored top and bottom, but I want this. I think the only thing I would add onto his ship would be this possible bulkhead part, which would go right on the top, just to give it a little more robust, a little more structure. And I think would look pretty cool. Probably some angles, some wings maybe, going back here. And then we obviously have to work on the interior. All right, so now I'm just gonna do a little extra detail for everything. was trying to do and keep in mind was, honestly, the only thing I have added is this big bulkhead part right here that goes all the way along the ship, and I got rid of most of the weapons. But clearly he wanted his frigate to be some sort of attack vessel, like meant for just getting in there, marauding other ships, you know, even probably taking out some cruisers. So I wanted to keep that like big bank of weapons on each side, so no matter which side you're on, it's got 6 weapons pointing at you and you're probably going to get gunned down. So this small tiny frigate could even do broadside. So because if it's facing forward, yeah, only 4 of the guns may be pointing forward, but it's going to have missile launchers right in this section right here. So that means it's got 1, 2, 3, or 3, 4, like 2 on the other side, turrets facing forward, and then you've got a salvo of missiles going through. So no matter what, you've got basically 6 ways of attacking. The only thing is clearly it's exposed on the back, but much like my frigate, it's meant for speeding past other ships, spinning around, and it locks all of its weapons on. Even just like flying side by side, this ship would destroy and rip apart other ships. So that's what I have put in place for this ship. I hope you like this little redesign. I haven't changed too much on it. Honestly, the most that I'm going to do in it is probably gut out the interior, and I'm probably just going to gut out the interior and add stuff to it and make it a little neat, a little nicer inside, because clearly it's when you were designing this ship, you were like, guns, that's it, which is totally fine, totally acceptable. Doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good knowing that there's a series to wake up to? Such an amazing thing. Well, that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I won't drag this out any longer than it has. I haven't gotten an exact count on the subscriber wall, but we're getting close to like 70 people on the wall. Also, just a reminder, if you're commenting on previous videos, it's hard for me to find them, because for whatever reason, YouTube just stops notifying me of previous comments on old videos. So, or like it picks and chooses, so I can't really see them. So if you're going to leave a comment with your name and you have subscribed for the subscriber wall, please comment it on my latest video. So I think until the subscriber wall is filled, I'm gonna just keep reminding people to do that at the start of the video or something. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next coming episodes. This is part 1 of 3. I can't wait to start the next phase. But as always, stay safe, stay amazing, stay hopeful. Chonkers out.